On the iPhone side, there's a bit of a similar situation here, where you have older phones that have peaked in popularity and are on their decline. The iPhone 5S, which is this blue line here, was a very popular phone and is still out there in the market. It's still actually in some cases at a higher level than some of Samsung's most popular phones. But the big blockbuster here was the iPhone 6. This phone was launched in September of 2014 and peaked in its popularity and usage at January of, I'm sorry, no, it peaked, yeah, in February of 2016 at 14.6%. Now, since then, you've seen a decline, and the successor phones, the iPhone 6S and the iPhone 7, have grown in popularity and probably taken over a fair amount of that market. Very curious thing to see here is this inflection point here in January. The iPhone 7, very popular and seems to have a good, strong launch, but one of the criticisms at the time of launch was around the disappearing headphone jack, that there was no headphone jack available, and you would have to use Apple's new system to connect wirelessly a headphone. Now, whether that's the motivation for this inflection on the upward trend of the iPhone 6S or not, but there does seem to be a sustaining of the older technology of the iPhone 6S versus the iPhone 7. Having said that, the iPhone 8 is due to come out in September September of 2017. There's a lot at stake there, so you can see that the iPhone 6 users and the iPhone 6S users are pretty far into their lifespan. So there's a lot of potential iPhone users there that might upgrade to the 8. John Arne, you want to add anything there?
Yeah, maybe a couple of things. It's a very interesting chart. And when you see that the current situation is that all these Apple devices are between 3 and 8%. That's a historic moment, really, because we have never seen such fragmentation among Apple devices. And the difference between an iPhone 5S and an iPhone 7 is huge in terms of processing power and even screen size and all capabilities, really. So that sort of just underlines the need for proper device detection.
Right.
Yeah, and also both this chart and the previous chart shows that legacy devices are hard to get rid of. They have a long lifetime, and it's not like users exchange their own device, the old device, when a new version comes out. So it's going to be interesting to see how the iPhone 8 or 7S or whatever will perform. I just read rumors that it will be delayed until 2018, actually. So yeah, we'll see what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. The length of the lifespan of a lot of smartphones seems to be getting longer. We'll look into some of that data. We now have over 3 years, I believe, of data in MOVR, so it might be a good time to do that sort of analysis about lifespan. All right. The next, continuing on the economic vein, let's look a little bit at websites and the ability of WRFL, which is our device detection system, to identify the price of a smartphone visiting your website. So with that, MSRP is the manufacturer's suggested retail price acronym, in case you're wondering. That we were able to track over 63 major domains that represent about 2 billion hits on our system. And we're able to categorize each one of those domains by the type of website it is. So these range from religion to travel to shopping to gambling to adult sites. And there's a wide range of the average price. And this is all on the Android side. You don't see as much with on the iPhone side. There's not a spread in the price of those phones. But the range by category varies significantly, over $300 from the highest to the lowest. And the highest, as we tracked it, were religion sites. Around $530 is the average price of the smartphone visiting there. And adult sites were much lower, around $206. And now the median there is the shopping sites. They are around 447, and that is that's a good representation of a broad user base.